Hi everyone, it's Margaret here with 60 and Me. Thanks so much for being here. Welcome to a brand new day. Hope that you're doing great wherever you are. Thanks a lot for all the support you've been giving me recently. I really do appreciate the kind words, and I just really honestly feel so attached to all of you. I just hope one day we do get some opportunities to meet in person. I'm trying very hard to organize a cruise for our 60 and Me community. Small group of women to start with, and I've got a website, shecruises.com, which is here to sort of help us be able to have an infrastructure to organize something like that. Really do hope that we get a chance to do it, because I really truly learn so much from all of you every single day, and just to have a chance to chat with some of you in person would be fantastic. But anyway, hope that you're doing well. A cup of tea this morning. I'm drinking ginger tea. I love ginger and turmeric. They're kind of one of my favorite drinks, and hope that you've got a tea or coffee or just something that you love that makes you feel good, cozy, warm. And we'll have a little chat about a topic that I think you'll all be interested in at some level. Probably not everyone's into this as much as others, but it's a topic that I really feel touches women as they approach their 60s. Now, before I start, actually, I do want to say that our show today is sponsored by International Living. International Living is a company who are dedicated to helping people find places to retire overseas, and to really get a complete understanding of what there is to offer in all these cool places. Whether you're thinking about Thailand or Panama or Ecuador or Portugal or somewhere else, they have people on the ground who do analysis, and they put together a report called a Global Retirement Index, and you can get a free copy of it. No obligation. You just have to go up to internationalliving.com/60andme, and it'd be great to support us. And they will send you a link in the very first email they send you. They send you a link to the report, so just check that out. It'd be very helpful. Now, so I wanted to chat with you about a topic that is on lots of our minds, and that is beauty, and how the perception of beauty changes as we get older. It means something different in every culture. There have been some really wonderful books recently I've seen where women photographers have been going around the world and taking pictures of other women, and just the beauty of and diversity of the female body and the female mind and face. And I say that in those ways because it's not just the physical beauty. It's not the symmetry of your face or the color of your eyes or the lack or presence of wrinkles. There's something else that goes on with beauty, with older women in particular, which, and I say our beauty sense changes from decade to decade anyway. It's really, really fascinating. And women in their 60s do define their own beauty in different ways as well. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But for example, Allure magazine did a survey, I think it was in the 1990s, 91, and they asked people to vote on what beauty meant to them, and to choose a woman that represented their idea of beauty. This is 1991. And they chose Christy Brinkley. Christy Brinkley, celebrity actress, model, and Christy Brinkley was their idea of the perfect, ideal, beautiful woman. 20 years later, they did the same survey, so just recently, and guess who won? Guess who was chosen as the woman who embodies somehow the beauty of this decade? It was Angelina Jolie. Polar opposite. Completely different hair color and presence and appearance. So it's really interesting, and just that time period, how much people's perception of beauty has changed. And they've done a lot of research now to show, though, that beauty does help. If you're physically attractive, if you've got that kind of symmetrical face, I think it's wide eyes, and there's certainly a proportion that makes you beautiful, that you are treated differently by society, by teachers, by the legal profession. You can get away with stuff. It's a really interesting, and we are beginning to understand more about the brain and how that works and why that is the way. But they're not. It's not that beauty buys you or opens doors, but it can help, and that's obviously changing because more and more older women now are getting out there in the world, and they're modeling. They're on the runways now. They're actually into their 60s and 70s, just being celebrated for their beauty. And again, it's not, they don't look at these wrinkles and all the, the things that happen to your face and your body. They're looking at them for their class, for their grace. That's a broad word. For their magnificence, for their attitude to life, for their wisdom. Judith Boyd, who's the style crone, is now one of the really famous, models for older women. She's in her 70s. And there's just so many other people. We've interviewed many of them. Lynn Slater is another one, the accidental icon. These are women that are just funky and fun, and they're just doing things their way, their style. So beauty comes from within. We know this. And as we get older, the metric, for what makes a beautiful woman shifts and changes. So I wanted to, talk a little bit about that in terms of self-confidence, because if you have an attitude of self-confidence, when you go out into the world, you will be treated differently. I guarantee it. And I don't mean, get pampered and whatever, but there will be a different energy around you. And it can really do so much to make you feel valued and visible and present in the life of people. Mix yourself with young people. Go and spend time with young people, volunteer, or, do something that's really designed for their age group, but just jump in. And you'll find that there's a lot of respect and a lot of interest in older women. We really do intrigue younger people, men and women. And I think it's changing. We are becoming a force to be reckoned with. And a lot of women with gorgeous gray hair now, just shattering the stereotype that somehow beauty has got to do with youth. I think it's a really powerful thing. We're all beautiful in our own ways. What we look like isn't important necessarily. But here's some of the comments that our own community made. And I wanted to read them because they're super wonderful. We did a little survey. And these what you said. This is what you said. Yes, nature's changing my body and I accept it with grace. What counts is to dress well with style. Clothing can help too. It not just help you look better, make you feel better. That's the key thing. So much more now. I feel much more beautiful now. Inside really matters. And it says, try to be beautiful from inside by smiling more often. It's such a truth. It's such a truth there. Smiling can be like a huge magnet. Beauty, someone else said, beauty comes from within, a love of life and kindness to others. I love that one. And someone else said, yes, I'm more beautiful because my heart is bigger. I am wiser and I treasure more than my looks. I love that. Someone else said, yes, I feel beautiful. My beauty is from self-confidence. And someone else said, yes, I feel beautiful in a spiritual way. And I think that really is pretty much saying what I'm trying to explain here, that the spiritual is the unseen. It's what isn't seen. It's what is felt. I'm reminded of that wonderful quote by Maya Angelou about, people won't remember what you say or do, but they will remember how you made them feel. I love that quote. And it's so true that you just make them feel younger. And your beauty is, someone else said, I never cared about beauty. I care more about being happy. And someone else said, we're beautiful. All of us are beautiful in our own special ways. So what makes a beautiful person? Well, I think the person for me that really summed this up and said it in a way that is so incredibly powerful is Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. I worked with Elizabeth in the 80s. I think I told you about this and helped her with her workshops, and she changed my life. And she has a quote that I often post it because it's just such an amazing statement about what makes a beautiful person. And I would like to read that for you. And she said, "The most beautiful people we have known are those who have known defeat, known suffering, known struggle, and known loss, and have found their way out of the depths. These persons have an appreciation, a sensitivity, and an understanding of life that fills them with compassion, gentleness, and a deep, loving concern. Beautiful people do not just happen." And I love that quote. So I'd love to ask you, just in closing, if you have a second, just to leave a comment below. And what is your perception of beauty after 60? What is your perception? Do you feel beautiful? Leave your comments in the section below. I'd love to join the conversation. Please check out our website. There's articles on this topic there on beauty and fashion and lifestyle shifts and reinvention, all kinds of cool, inspirational things for you. But I'd love to know, what is your perception of beauty? Thanks again for being here, everybody. It's my pleasure to be part of this community with you. Hope that you're all doing really, really well, and I'll speak with you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye for now.